Let's move on to our final main topic today. And our fifth and final main topic today gets submitted to us by Ronda, who simply writes, TVLine is reporting that The Mandalorian Episode 7 will be premiering 2 days early on Wednesday instead of that Friday, which I thought we knew already. We did. Instead of the Friday, it's going to be on the Wednesday that week. But it will include an Episode 9 sneak peek. Could this be a new trend for Disney Plus, adding sneak peeks to their service and such? All right, so for those of you who don't quite know what Ron is talking about, so the 7th episode of Mandalorian, they launched on a Tuesday, but every episode has been on a Friday since. And they will be, except for that week. That week, we're getting it on a Wednesday. And the reason we're getting it on a Wednesday is because it's the day before Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker comes out, and they're attaching to it this big thing of this. Now, one of the things that came up yesterday, Rob, on that Christian Harloff and I talked about on Dark Side, Light Side, was there's been a lot of people wondering if there's going to be a direct connection between Mandalorian and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. And you'd be forgiven for wondering that because of two things. One, they are, of course, in the same cinematic universe. Number two, the timing of when Mandalorian is in relation to when Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is coming out. So you'd be forgiven for that. However, both Christian and I feel like there will be no direct connection. There's too much time difference between them. Plus, Lucasfilm and Disney are not going to make movie-going audiences reliant on having Disney Plus and watching The Mandalorian show in order to understand something key and important that's going on in the movie. They're not going to do that. So I don't think we're going to see teenage Yoda, a teenage, now a slightly grown-up baby Yoda, whatever we call the race. I still haven't given the race a name. I don't think we're going to see that. So no, I don't think it's going to be there. But Disney also ain't fools. They're going to use the momentum of Mandalorian to roll right into Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, which a lot of us looked at it first a number of months ago when we saw the timing of the episodes and going, oh, that's interesting. It could end up being one of the best marketing moves ever done. Now, not that The Mandalorian is nothing but an advertisement for Rise of Skywalker. It's a very, very different show, but having the timing of this like this, pretty good idea. And now they're attaching this big thing. Rob, what do you think about this move on their part? And considering now it's going to be the day before The Rise of Skywalker opens, how significant and how big do you think this sneak peek of Episode 9 is actually going to be attached to this episode of The Mandalorian?
Well, I mean, first of all, why wouldn't they do this? What a great opportunity. Everybody loves The Mandalorian. People are watching it. Of course they're going to have a sneak peek for Rise of Skywalker. I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be a combination of behind the scenes, maybe some new clips or something, but I don't necessarily think it's going to become de rigueur, regular thing with Disney. This is a special occasion. You know, this is like they're giving us 7 weeks of Star Wars with 8 episodes of The Mandalorian and Rise of Skywalker. So it's an event. And I appreciate it. I think it's great that they're doing that. I think it's pretty awesome. And come on, dude. You know Rise of Skywalker is going to end with Rey on the verge of defeat by Palpatine, and she's going to like snap her fingers, and little Yoda's going to float in on that thing, and he's going to come and just with his lightsaber. It's going to be just like the battle in the Senate in Revenge of the Sith when Yoda was taking on.
By the way, have you seen the video on YouTube?
Oh yeah,
somebody took that
man.
Took out Yoda and put in Baby Yoda in the crib fighting the Emperor.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
pretty dope.
It's, but not. By the way, I don't really think that's going to happen, people. I don't think that's really going to happen. I don't think there is a direct connection because, like you said, there's too much time that's passed. And look, not everything, contrary to what they've tried to make you believe for the last 30 years, not everything in the Star Wars universe is connected to everything else. I mean, there's stuff happening all around the galaxy and all the time. But I do think that, hey, they've got a Star Wars TV show running on Disney Plus that's their showpiece. Why wouldn't they promote Rise of Skywalker? They want you to have a Star Wars weekend. Binge The Mandalorian after you've seen Rise of Skywalker, and then once you've binged The Mandalorian, you want to go see Rise of Skywalker again. So I think it's a sound strategy. I got to tell you, John, I'm kind of Star Wars excited again. I'm like, you know what? After watching my man Richard E. Grant, and I'm like, we got a $250 million plus Star Wars movie coming down the pike. You have to be dead inside. I don't care what you thought of Rise of Skywalker I mean, after living through the prequels,
You're not a big fan of The Rise of Skywalker.
I mean,
at all. Or
Last
The Last
Jedi.
Jedi. I mean, you're not a big fan of The Last Jedi.
I'm a bigger fan of Last Jedi than a lot of people are. There's things in Last Jedi. I think the most ballsy Jedi move ever is Luke showing up at that final battle and not actually really being there.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was great.
That's the ultimate example.
But
of
you
being a
didn't like
Jedi.
JJ's other Star Wars. You
No,
didn't like
I was
The
not
Force
a fan
Awakens.
of Force Awakens. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I look at here's my philosophy of life. Movies are really hard to make. I want every movie to be great. I go into every single movie I see wanting it to be great. I am the movies to lose. And until I see Rise of Skywalker, I know those characters aren't near and dear to me, but it's a Star Wars movie in the Star Wars universe. I love the Star Wars iconography. I want to hear John Williams' score. It looks like it's beautifully shot. And if it's surprisingly good, then I'll be like, hey, I want to walk away from that movie going, that was pretty good. I'm going to go pre-order that Ray Hot toy.
Of course you are. You and John Williams. By the way, we haven't talked enough about that this is going to be John Williams' last hurrah in the Star Wars universe. But give them, the man's earned his retirement, dude.
Him and Clint Eastwood could hang out together.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants. He's a baller. He is a baller. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this whole marketing move on their part? You like it? Do you don't like it? Do you think it's going to be effective? Do you think it won't be effective? Jump down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys.